managing the three itties: proximity, familiarity, and exclusivity. And I'll cover that separately. I don't want to spend a lot of time in it, but for her, the familiarity and the amount of proximity that she had to Tom, I don't know if he was sexually exclusive to her or not, but the fact that she was so involved in his life and knowing the day-to-day intricacies of it, women just get bored of shit. Guys get bored of shit too. Like I get bored of cars too. Like the McLaren was bombshell when I got it. You get bored of it after a few years. The Porsche, the 911 Turbo, bombshell when I got it. Then you turn it, then you tune it, then you do the software and all that cool shit. Bombshell again. Then you get the Spider RS. Holy shit, mid-engine with a race car engine in it, topless, bombshell. Everybody gets bored of shit after a while if you spend too much time with it. You give a kid a brand new shiny toy, they'll play with it for a couple of days. They're all excited when they unwrap it around Christmas time. And then because of proximity and familiarity as well, it's a human thing. They just get bored of it and they sort of cast it aside. So there was some novelty or unfamiliarity with this guy, Joachim, and therefore new to her. But another underlying element of hypergamy is Hibistophilia. This is an important one that you do not hear a lot of people cover. Hibistophilia, which is a paraphilia, which is which is where a woman experiences sexual attraction towards men who have the capacity for extreme violence. We saw in that video when Akash Singh's wife was talking about pining for Luigi, the guy that shot that pharma company CEO. You can drag the progress bar back and you'll see it, but she's lying there in bed talking about how hot, and she called him Bay, which pissed off Akash Singh. Hibistophilia is a very strong pull for women. It only exists in women. It doesn't exist in men. There's no guys that get turned on by women that are dangerous. It's only women that get turned on by men that are dangerous, have the capacity for violence, have dispensed with violence, etc. This is why you see story after story after story of women falling in love with guys on death row. It happened with Jeffrey Dahmer. It happens with every single guy that's incarcerated. Even this Luigi dude, there's lots of video footage of women lining up, waiting to hear about this guy in trial. What's happening? Why? Because he had the capacity for violence. He stalked the guy that he claimed was a piece of shit and shot him and murdered the guy in cold blood. Jeffrey Dahmer, all of these other accused killers, Hibistophilia is a very real thing. And it's paraphilia. So this condition is often associated with an interest in dangerous individuals, and it's why we see women chase after incarcerated convicted murderers with their frequent jail visits and love letters. We just talked about that. Women love men with a capacity for violence. In the setting of Joachim's BJJ dojo, while Giselle was experiencing her relationship-ending contempt for Tom, Joachim seemed to catch her eye. It's an odd outcome for sure, but if I was in Tom's shoes and cared about the marriage and the family unit, I wouldn't have even let my wife train with a male Brazilian jiu-jitsu instructor in the first place. There's video out there on the internet of her rolling with this guy, Joachim. It's not a sexual thing. Obviously, jiu-jitsu's combat sports. The guys that practices, it's the art of folding clothes with somebody in it, essentially. So you're in close proximity, you're rolling on the ground, there's flips, there's arm bars and twists and all this sort of stuff. She's literally rolling on the ground with this guy that is a professional instructor that could snap her in half like a stick if he wanted to. And of course, he's taken her on to train her in BJJ. Interestingly, they got introduced because Giselle wanted to take the kids to learn how to fight, and she was introduced to this Brazilian jiu-jitsu gym, and that's where the kids trained. And then at some point, she thought to herself, look at this guy with my son. Maybe I should roll around on the mat with him as well. And that's when shit started getting weird for him. Anyway, no good could come from a woman you love rolling around on the ground with another man, even if it is in a combat training setting. He could have easily prohibited it and recommended that she find a female Brazilian jiu-jitsu instructor as an alternative if she was really that passionate about learning the sport. They certainly could have afforded it. It wasn't about the money. I'm not going to read any more of this chapter, guys. I want to kind of switch over to the Kaka story now. Again, if you haven't got my new book, it's on Amazon. Top Shelf Man. It took me 5 years to write this book. What I've been doing over the last several episodes is I've been essentially giving you some of the ideas that are in this book, kind of on an expanded basis, in some cases on a summarized basis. But this reads very, very well. I am going to read it in my own voice when I give you the Audible version, but you can currently get this on Amazon in paperback, hardback, and Kindle. The holidays are coming. Get a bunch of copies. Give them to your brothers, give them to your cousins, give them to your uncles, give them to your dad, give them whoever needs a copy. You don't need to have the first book in you already, although it'll make a lot more sense, but it's a masterpiece. You guys are going to love it. So let's do the Kaka thing, and then we'll take some call-ins on this show. I need to hydrate. Give me a moment here. Anyway, hypergamy is a very, very interesting thing. Very interesting. I'm obviously not giving you all the details, and it's really something that you could spend hours or days sort of diving down different rabbit holes as it relates to different types of equations. But when you start to understand it as a guy and you unplug from their comforting lies and you're no longer a plugged in beta male and you start to level up in your life, in your world, you're going to start to understand these things a little bit better everywhere. And this is what my goal is. This is what my aim is for you guys, to help you understand these components. All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the Courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.